My mother's teeth was my fault. Now I run the family business. Today, I made a life-altering decision. I kicked my half-brother Mason out of my apartment and cut ties with my family. Even though I know it was the right thing to do, I can't help but feel a tinge of guilt about how it all unfolded. With no one to share this with, I've decided to tell my story here. I'm Leo, 31 years old, from a wealthy family that's always made me feel like an outsider. My mother, Yuli, passed away giving birth to me, and ever since, I've felt that my father blames me for her death. She came from a humble background, and my paternal family never accepted her. My aunt is the only one who ever told me how wonderful my mother was. 2 years after I was born, my father remarried a woman from another wealthy family. My stepmother never liked me, and by the time I was a teenager, she made it clear I wasn't part of her family. Mason was born shortly after and became the center of everyone's attention. Although we got along as kids as we grew up, he became just as cold and dismissive as the rest of them. After finishing college, I joined the family business, working tirelessly for years to help it thrive. But no matter how much effort I put in, my contributions were never acknowledged. Mason, on the other hand, was constantly praised despite doing very little. Recently, my father announced his retirement and handed the business over to Mason, completely ignoring my hard work. My stepmother even declared that as long as I had my mother's blood, I'd never get anything. The breaking point came when Mason began insulting my late mother. I couldn't contain my anger and threw him out of my apartment. My parents called, furious, demanding I let him back. Instead, I told them they could keep the apartment. I moved out and quit the family business. My father threatened to ruin my career if I didn't return. That's when I decided it was time to take control of my life. I had evidence of Mason's unethical practices at the company, so I exposed him. I joined a rival firm, taking key clients with me and damaging the family business's reputation. With the company on the brink of collapse, my father begged me to come back. I agreed on one condition. I wanted full control and 51% ownership. Begrudgingly, he accepted. Now, I'm in charge. Mason is out, and he's finally facing the consequences of his actions.